in the audience. I am going to discuss today the different uses of the radial forearm free flap in reconstructive surgery. As all of you know that the radial forearm free flap has become a workhorse flap in the head and neck reconstruction. Its lack of bulk, ease of dissection, malleability and vascularity are among the many advantages. Other than reconstruction in the head neck oncology, it can also be used in the reconstruction of other defects in face and other body parts. It was a retrospective analysis of the 60 patients who underwent surgery in our hospital between 2008 to 2013. All of them were evaluated pre-op by a pre-op Allen's test and a defect assessment. Each radial forearm free flap was harvested in a similar fashion with radial artery, cephalic vein or vena comitantris to the radial artery. None of the patient had a radial osteoperineous free flap. The flaps were elevated from the non-dominant side with a pneumatic tourniquet inflated up to 250 mm of mercury for a maximum period of 90 minutes. The flap ranged in a size varying from 8 cm to 8 cm to 5 into 5 cm with an average surface area is 38.4 square centimeter. In all patients, we use split thickness skin graft to cover the donor side. 42 of the 60 patients were male, with the most common age group being the 50 to 75 years, with age ranging from 8 to 83. The most common indication was defect closure following an excision of the cere tongue, followed by carcinoma buccal mucosa and carcinoma angle of the mouth. Facial vein and the superior thyroid artery were the most frequent recipient site for microvascular anastomosis. End-to-end anastomosis were the most commonly performed, and follow-up ranged from 2 to 17 months. We found that the superficial radial nerve constantly piercing the brachioradius muscle at the junction of the upper 2/3 and lower 1/3 of the forearm, and it almost divided into many branches in the lower forearm in almost all the cases. Cephalic vein was thrombosed in 6 cases where the anastomosis using the vena comitantris of the radial artery. Radial artery was thrombosed in 1 case and suprafascial dissection was carried out in 6 cases. Now let me show you some of our clinical photographs. It's a case of carcinoma angle of the mouth where we reconstructed using a radial forearm free flap. You can see the immediate post-op and a delayed post-op with the donor side. Another picture of the carcinoma angle of the mouth. You can see the good oral competence with open mouth. Another picture of the carcinoma angle of the mouth. This is a case of carcinoma tongue. You can see the mobility is well preserved after the reconstruction with the flap. Another case of carcinoma tongue. Following radiation, the flap is pliable and mobility is preserved. This is a small video showing the resulting speech after the operation.